first thing that comes to mind is obviously internet meme.
Yeah, it's on the internet.
It's the only instance of the word meme that I know.
So you can have like graffiti ones too.
Can you?
Yeah.
So I guess a meme is sort of like a repeated trope or idea or sentiment that has some social commentary.
And the picture basically goes
Yeah.
with your reaction to it. So.
Yeah, like an internet meme is obviously picture based,
Yeah.
generally.
There's websites like 9gag or Meme Generator. People just usually share them to have some quick laughs.
Wait, tell me more about graffiti memes. This is the first I've heard of this.
Oh yeah, it's gonna sound really nerdy, but like in World War II, like soldiers would paint that, I don't know what it's called, but they would paint this like face everywhere they went, so you'd know like American soldiers had been here before.
Like a meme is like a distillation of a specific sentiment, like ripped out of social context.
And it's also like
So-
when I first saw a meme, I was like, oh my god, I feel like this. Do other people feel like this? So I feel like just because when I see these memes, I don't feel like awkward that I felt like
Sense of
this.
community.
It's like, yeah, it's like, oh, other people feel like this. So it's like a relief, and it gives me a quick laugh too as well. But I don't know.
The term meme was invented before the internet had even hit mainstream America, comparing the spread of ideas, behaviors, or styles in society to the evolutionary biology behind the passing of genes. Scientist Richard Dawkins coined the term meme in his 1976 book, The Selfish Gene, as the unit that carries these cultural practices. He pointed out that ideas were quite similar to genes and that they too went through a process of evolution.
Well, first of all, I should say that is what evolution is the change in the prevalence of these different variants. Why does that happen? There's two main reasons. One of them is because of natural selection or survival of the fittest. And basically what that means is the variants that give the individuals that carry them more of a propensity to survive and reproduce tend to be represented better in the next generation. That's natural selection. The other way that you can get changes in the frequency of these variants is something called genetic drift, which is that random things happen, and in a small population, those random statistical flukes can actually end up mattering. And so that's not something that people often think about outside of biology, but many people believe that's actually been a bigger factor in evolution, or as big a factor as natural selection has. So if you want to draw the parallels with memes, my understanding is that memes are based on a single idea that then undergoes changes, and then those changes can spread through the population or they can disappear. So there are obvious parallels you can draw to evolution. But there are also some major differences. What makes the meme catch on is unclear. It could be whimsy, it could be that someone who's popular managed to post this on a Facebook page and it spread. It's not clear that it's purely the quality of the idea that allowed it to spread. And so you could say that I guess, has more analogies to genetic drift in some cases than to natural selection. But I think the biggest difference is that these are design changes. These aren't just every random change that you could possibly find occurring and then the best one being selected. It's somebody saying, I want to draw a mustache on that one, or I want this one to be speaking in French, let's see what happens there. And that's more like tinkering in a laboratory than it is the process of natural selection.
It is imperative to understand that there are approximately 3 levels of analysis that are used in interpreting memes. It can easily be confusing, as the term meme is often applied at each level without distinction. It is perhaps best understood using the lolcat-style productions as examples. The first level deals with the mode of, or template for, expression. In the case of the lolcats, it is a visual expression, particularly one that incorporates text. The second level covers the theme. In the case of the lolcats, the theme is pictures of cats with funny quotes. The third level identifies the final expression or product, which is then shared. This can be one particular rendition of a lolcat.
Like gene passing, human beings act as replicators who pass memes from person to person, copying and adapting it until its prominence is overshadowed by the next one. As Shirky explains, our new tools haven't caused those behaviors, but they have allowed them. We have traditionally known them as trends or fads, and there are numerous examples from history. Ring Around the Rosie is one from the 14th century. The internet hasn't invented the sharing of ideas, but since well over 2 billion people are connected through it, the internet has made the sharing of memes that much easier.
Well, I think what's interesting about memes is that it's just a different format or genre of passing along information that already has an established frame. So, Ring Around the Rosie is a kind of packaging of information in the form of a children's song, and it has a game that goes along with it, and so people can then work with that, but the frame is set, and then the context shifts, and it passes down through sort of subsequent generations as an established tradition. Whereas memes now, the frame is also set, the genre is set, and people can then work with those genres to articulate whatever it is that they want to say, whether it's political, comedic, put out their wit. But with the sort of visual memes that we have now on the internet, it works still within this visual template. So somebody gives you the kitty picture, and you know sort of what you can say with that. Or you have, say, the text from Hillary, where it's the genre is picture of somebody else, picture of Hillary Clinton texting, and then you know more or less what you can say about it, whether or not it's humor, whether or not it's political, whether or not you're making some sort of historical comment. So I think in terms of giving people new kinds of templates that they can then produce very easily with Photoshop software and then circulate, that's something that's really new in terms of the kinds of exposure that people's cultural productions gets at this point, people can see themselves as media producers, whereas before they may have just been sort of media consumers. So you don't see, say with the example of Ring Around the Rosie, you don't see kids morphing that genre form as much, whereas if they're given something like a picture of a kitty, which is one I always come back to, or Hillary Clinton texting, they can more or less do with it what they want. And then the question is, does it get picked up as viral, does it not? And that's whether or not it touches into all of these other kinds of narratives that people pick it up and think that it's interesting and want to work with that.
The potential behind this meme culture is not going ignored. Old media and corporations are adjusting accordingly to the new media meme machine, which now helps produce the material shaping the social context in which we live in. We can't forget that the music industry found Justin Bieber thanks to the growing trend of YouTube music stars. Even the fashion world, taking notice of individuals' innovative Tumblr pages, for example, have adjusted to this bottom-up meme movement. Personal style bloggers are becoming reigning kings and queens of the once elitist fashion world. On the internet itself, there are attempts to build small empires around meme production, as with Ben Huz's Pet Holdings Company, which now controls sites such as I Can Has Cheeseburger and Fail Blog.
When you create a meme, you're sharing and conveying information. However, such control over the spread of new ideas in the hands of random users can be problematic for the reputation of individuals and institutions. The internet facilitates the viral spread of memes, and the result is that control becomes limited, raising potential legal and social concerns. Prime examples are the Fordham memes about Sodexo. It defames the company and the people who work for the company. It is not clear what can be done to counter the attack, and this is the issue.
Using it or dealing with memes is a new challenge. As a marketing person, I would say our role is to control the information about our brands and our company. And with memes, it's very challenging to control them because of the sometimes lack of transparency on the internet of who's owning, who's sending, who is transiting or transporting a meme, the validity of the meme, the quality of the meme, the nature that it has with regards to its effect on whoever is the recipient of it. All of those are very challenging for businesses because managing information that you do not have an exact quantity or control over. It's very difficult to do.
Sure, a catchy idea spreading like wildfire amidst a culture may be one of the oldest phenomena to date, but in 2012, the age-old process of meme evolution has hit a sort of peak. These endless pictures demonstrate how the internet has made creating and sharing memes and information that much easier. The simplicity of many of these productions shows that this is a game we can all play.